Hello, my name is Jeffrey Yeager, and I'm here to present an idea, a concept that's been on my mind. Um, Something I thought up a little while back, and I thought I wanted to take this opportunity to share the idea, put it out there, and see if it was useful for anybody. I like the concept. Not doesn't necessarily have to be technical, but it's nice to just put out in this form, and we'll just see if there's value for people. So the name of the concept is problem solving, and you'll see that in the title, significance, scale. Okay, so with this idea, I want to use a kind of a graph here. So here we have a line for the, well, let's start here. We're going to have the effectiveness of the solution being provided. Okay, and then this is significance here. Okay, all right, so this all everything here that I've been going over in my mind, and it's occurred to me that every human being, by nature, God created us to solve problems. So from the littlest child to towards the end of your life, there will be some problem solving involved in your life for any number of reasons, just for fun, recreation, but even potentially meaningful. So and I know that's been put in us, all of us. You look at any child, they all want to. If they have a puzzle, they want to solve the puzzle, right? Um, so then, if that's true, what uh, then is God? He's given us the ability to do that, but what is it for, right? If you look at a calling and what we're called to do and what's been put on our heart, you could take it quite far. But just on the most basic level, we're all out here solving problems. We're doing it anyway. So the only reason I put this together is for people to consider, for one, you're a problem solver by nature of being alive. So you're solving problems, whether just you can't help yourself. So then it's like, well, if you're going to solve problems, maybe we should be thinking about what problems we're solving. And again, our job, if you look at any business, you got to solve a problem in the marketplace. Effectiveness of the solution being provided, any successful business has to be effective in uh, providing a solution in the marketplace. So that's kind of the general concept. So on the most basic level, I mean, if we just throw out an idea for what I think a good one is, I mean, there's Sudoku, better not crossword puzzle, right? So and you can write the name, like gosh, those are hard. So they can be very challenging, but I'll just go with fantasy sports here. Fantasy b-ball, basketball, whatever. And so if you have something like that, unless you're making money at it, there's little to no significance, and there's money to be made in that. But where that is how effective are you with the fantasy baseball or basketball or football, and then what's the significance of what you're doing, right? So typically it should be further over. So the more significant it is, the further down the way it should go, right? So impacting people's lives, not just recreation, self-satisfaction, that type of thing. So really this whole thing is just designed to, the further down you go, the better. I guess what would be a very significant, I guess you can, a cure for a disease, let's say, and this might not be you individually, it'd be in a group effort, right? So cure. I hardly want to get into it. I don't want to anyway. So let's just call it a cure that allows people to live a longer, healthier life. So that would be a big difference. So that's really all I have in the concept. So again, if it's a cure, I that's on probably a group level. How about being able to mentor somebody to have a successful life where they wouldn't have one, were you not able to speak into their life? So let's just call it mentorship. And then the person you mentored went on to have a very successful life as a result of your mentorship. So that can be obviously very significant because that can bear much fruit. And so however effective you are at creating that, being a solution provider for the person that needs mentorship, so the significance, because what I want to suggest is, let's say, wow, I don't think I'm very good at XYZ. This is the other thing I kind of wanted to get. A lot of people won't start on a path because they don't think they're good at it or equipped or have what it takes. But does that mean you shouldn't do it or look at it? So if you're not very good at, let's say, teaching, the gift of teaching in your mind, or haven't developed that, maybe your effectiveness is here, but it's still, the potential is there, right? You're so far out on the significance. But I'm very good at video games. I'm excellent at video games. And I know you can make money. You could be an influencer, I heard, with video games. So I'm not going to totally say you can't. But by and large, it doesn't pay. But you can be very good at so many things that don't pay unless you're maybe the best of the best, and there's a market for selling that. So again, there is a difference for unwinding. You got to take care. You got to have self-care. So that these are all, everyone's got to decide what they want to do for themselves. But your whole life shouldn't be in this area would be my thinking. And I'm sharing my ideas for myself too. These are the things I look at for myself. Where do I put my time? Because in the end, we only have 24 hours a day, of course. There's billions of people on the earth. Where do we spend our time? How can we be effective if that's what you feel on your heart? That is indeed what you're here to do. So anyway, I don't know if anyone would say, well, I'm not very good at video games. You probably wouldn't pursue it. You're not passionate about it, right? But if you see a need, there's incredible potential. Try to go further down. I don't know what would be in between. Could be, some of these pet things for animals, right? Animals aren't as valuable as humans, no matter what anyone else would want to say. They're just not. But they are valuable, and they deserve a great quality of life. So maybe animal rescue or something. So then it could be like, again, it's probably not you by yourself. It might be a group, but maybe you personally. I mean, I guess in a case, if you were to take an animal from a shelter, that could be it's just a one-off, though. I think in terms of things where it's gonna take time to develop. So that would be another area. So maybe that would be a distinction, right? I'm kind of just throwing an idea out here. Coaching, I like sports. I like baseball. I'd say baseball coach. Again, you can mentor people if given the opportunity, but the game itself, let's say baseball coach. So the actual game, the significance more so than the fantasy version, right? If a team wins a championship, that can lift a whole city. It can raise the spirits of it, can help people connect and rally around it. There's a lot of value there. It's not as necessarily as big of a deal as actually a cure or changing someone's life, let's say, but there's value. So if you're effective at it, okay, that's you. Maybe you're going to go to this point. Depends how effective you are, but it's this far down the significance scale. So I think that kind of sums up my idea. And so maybe that's just something you could play with, when you're assessing where to put your time. Consider, what is the significance of the problem I'm pursuing and looking at solving. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.